Man, I'm kind of getting tired of everyone complaining about shockwaves. Oh, come on! That's it, I'm hopping on Marvel Rivals.
It's Deadpool time, kiddos! Let's go!
Seriously? Well, Rivals likes to make unbalanced characters. Oh yeah, the topic of the video. We're gonna talk about shockwaves and see if it was a good idea that they went away or if it was a bad idea. While one thing I'll hear all the time about shockwaves is that it was vaulted because people were annoyed with it. And yes, it was as annoying as watching in your dreams. And I don't think it was that exact reason why they were vaulted, because a lot of people don't know this, but I think a lot of people do know this. Bots were throwing shockwaves for no reason, and they still do, but it's the NPC bosses that throw shockwaves at you. They still haven't fixed that glitch. It's weird, and I don't like it. So they just said, vault shockwaves. Now, that's what I think, but at the same time, yes, I do think that it was from some of the complaining. I mean, it's been from back right before, around like the Simpsons and Bug season. Everyone and their mother was complaining about shockwaves. Now, I didn't have much of the issue in all the seasons, but yes, they were very annoying if I did come across someone. And in this season, I didn't find shockwaves as an issue. I only mainly had that issue maybe like twice that I ran into people running away this season. I don't know. So, how does Fortnite solve the mobility issue that we're having currently? Impulses and Flowberry Fizz. You have to sacrifice 2 inventory slots and use 2 items just to run away. Also, if you throw an impulse without using Flowberry Fizz, you're punished for running away because you're going to take fall damage. Or they can make an item that's similar to the Chains of Hades. While I think those are great ideas for the game, I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with me on that, mostly casual players, because they want more crazy stuff, because we need to have that every single update. We need more and more crazy stuff to come out. I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. I also think launch pads are actually a great idea. I think they're already out. I don't know if they're vaulted or not, but I think they're very great to be in the game because, like I said, you have to actually think with stuff. You have to, if they use the one where you have to actually throw down, then you have to sacrifice an inventory slot and other stuff like that. Mainly, I just think mobility items that make you sacrifice, not sacrifice, is more likely stuff that makes the mobility item actually balanced, besides, of course, shockwaves. Now, I do think the spawn rate with them was a little bit insane. Some people were able to carry up to, like, 14.
I still have, 14 shockwaves.
14! You can carry that many!
The last I talked about mobility was when I was talking about cars and sprint jumping. Please do not watch that video, it is so bad. While 100% of the time, cars have been nerfed to a holy crap, they're barely even on the map. I remember one game I played, not one person was in one vehicle. Not even no person at all. Not even one human soul at all. No one was in a car for the entire game. I can say that's improved, but I can also say that shockwaves can improve with the impulse and Flowberry Fizz that I mentioned earlier.
Tweeted, unpopular opinion, vault shockwaves. Everyone you fight always says it's not fun to fight. Also makes other mobility items redundant since shockwaves are too good. Like, there's literally no point in taking wingsuit. There's literally no point in taking the kinetic blade because shockwaves don't lock you in the animation, so you can zoom in and shoot while you're in the air.
Now, Negative30, he likes to be positive most of the time. Sometimes he'll be negative about some things, and you know, I can't really say I blame him. So do I, and so do lots of other people as well. Sometimes they'll act negative. And just recently, Twitter, the little rats that are on that app, are complaining about the fact that he's the reason why shockwaves have been vaulted. Now, like I said before, I kind of disagree with that a little bit. The only reason why I said, because the bots were, they were throwing shockwaves for no reason at all. And they kind of patched it by just vaulting shockwaves. Now, yes, it may be because of him, but people just think that because they want to, Epic just wants the content creators to get everything. They deserve every single ounce of respect and other stuff like that. Like, they need, like, everything. Like, we'll do anything for you just to keep our game alive. And I don't think it's that, but I do think that vaulting shockwaves may have, like what Nick said about vaulting the shockwaves, I can't really blame them as much for asking Fortnite if they could just vault shockwaves and making a normal angry tweet like everyone does at all costs on Twitter. They make angry tweets because they're mad about something in the game in the first place. And you know, I can't really blame them as much for that. Now, yes, when Nick was using Fortnite as a shield, so act like that he's not the reason why his viewership is down. Now, I'm not hating on Nick at the current moment, I'm just saying. But it feels like every single year, Nick always just gets some sort of drama that happens, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. Everyone always blames him for everything. Just last year, remember all that stuff with all, stuff that was happening? Yeah. This video right here, y'all remember it?
I actually noticed when watching this back is the donation messages he's making and typing out in the video itself. They're not what he actually said when he donated. I logged on to my Streamlabs and I'm able to see the exact donation messages. His second donation was...
And every single time there's an issue with the game, yes, people are gonna complain about it, but something like the car season, everyone's going to complain about it, and when the content creators were always complaining about that, they're like, yeah, I agree. I mean, except for the casuals, but like players that were tired of it, they were like, yeah, I agree with that. They're kind of a bit of annoying. I know, yeah. And if anyone else talks about shockwaves, it's like, yeah, I agree. Like, for other people, not myself, for, like, other content creators that are also huge, like, probably same level as Nick, they're gonna probably say something about shockwaves. They're like, you know, they're kind of a bit unbalanced. And everyone's like, yay, woo, good job, yeah, that makes so much sense, guys, yeah, woohoo, yep, so much sense. And then all of a sudden, if someone just makes one angry tweet on Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, I don't care, I'm still calling it Twitter. And if Nick makes, one post on Twitter, then everyone's just hating on him all of a sudden, because he's complaining about shockwaves. And he brings up a valid point that the wingsuit item and the sword are just not used because shockwaves are more likely used because it's easier to apparently use, which is not a good thing.
Oh my freaking god, bro. I'm actually gonna crash out every fight. Ouch. Oh, he's in there. I saw the lock symbol. Yeah, he still got me even though I closed it. Oh.
If the sticky grenade launcher was an annoying item that everyone and their mother made a video about being annoying and everyone agreed, then that's just dumb.
Shockwave again though, bro. This game is so stupid, bro. Oh, great job, Epic. Great job. Great season. Oh my god, great job. Really great job. My turn. And one ping. Oh my goodness, bro. So annoyed, right?
This dude just can't ever win. Now, yes, during the bug season, we had the shockwave launcher, and it was replaced with the shockwave hammer. Now, here's something let me just explain for a second. They shouldn't have vaulted the sword, though, but if they're going to vault shockwaves, at least bring back the hammer, which was really fun because you have to, one, sacrifice an inventory slot like a regular shockwave, but it does take some charges, and that can be really annoying because the charges take forever, and also it's really fun to use. Like, it's actually well appreciated if you go back to Shock and Awesome during the bug season, of course. If you go back there and see that I think everyone was having fun with the hammer, but everyone kind of liked that idea because they were able to kill bugs, but there was a glitch where sometimes it couldn't. Now, of course, I've mentioned other stuff like the Flowberry Fizz and Impulse idea, which is a very balanced idea because you have to sacrifice 2 inventory slots, and of course, you have to have, like, you'll probably be punished if you're, like, impulsing away because of the fact of course, you probably forgot to pop in your Flowberry Fizz. Also, you take fall damage with impulses, which is why I mentioned Flowberry Fizz. Epic Games, it's your call to see if you want to save mobility for the rest of the season, or if you want to keep the shockwaves vaulted for the rest of the season. Your move, Epic. I'm not gonna make any decisions on what you should do. I'm just giving out ideas and talking about stuff because I have to talk about it, because this is what I do on YouTube, is I talk about stuff. So, thank y'all for watching, everyone. I will see y'all next time. Well, that's a wrap on that video. Wait, don't...